Well, good morning, everyone, and how are you doing today? How you doing, Fernando?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right here.
There you are. We're working on this car that I was just sitting in. It is a Honda Pilot. I know some of you guys out there have paid off your car and you're like, man, I don't want to trade in my car. I just want new cool features like Bluetooth or Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Just update it instead of getting that $500, $600, $700 a month car payment, right? That's insane. That's what he's gonna do. He loves this car. He just wants new radio and a new backup camera, which is odd because this actually has a backup camera. Let me show you this. So this is the backup camera here from the factory. It's not terrible, but dude, you can't see like anything. It's like you can see the floor. There's his bucket, and it's kind of dark. So he's gonna go ahead and swap that out, put a new wide angle backup camera, you know, Dean's favorite backup camera. He's got Sirius XM, we're gonna retain that. Now the other thing too about these Honda Pilots, or Honda in general, Honda puts that cool factory subwoofer back here in the corner. This is true for the Ridgeline as well as the Pilot. A lot of them, the factory sub is actually powered through an amplifier built into the radio. So when you pull out the radio, you lose the power for the subwoofer. To fix that, we're gonna go ahead and put in the little Alpine, let me find it, hold on. This guy right here, the KTP 190U, this is gonna power the factory subwoofer. That way we're not losing anything. Now the only thing he's not interested in is steering wheel controls. He would rather have a better backup camera than press the buttons on the steering wheel. No big deal. I can understand that. I never used mine either. Plus, you know, if you want, the radio comes with a cool remote. And the radio we're doing is a 2330, so you can have adjustable backup lines on the radio. How exciting. You ready to get started, Fernando?
Ready, I'm here.
I can't even see you. It's so dark. Where's your face? Okay, well, anyways, let's get rocking and rolling, shall we?
This video is brought to you by The Boring Life of Dean and Haley, now showing on YouTube.
Pull the door down. Thank you, sir. So this is the factory backup camera here, this big, ugly thing. And yeah, we could probably pull this camera out, put a better one in, but then it's gonna be 10 inches off of center, which means if we don't have some form of camera DSP, which we don't, everything is gonna be shifted to the passenger side of the car. So by going with our tag cam, we'll be able to retain center point, which means he'll have a balanced left and right. That's always something to consider when you're putting a backup camera in. Even something that's like right here by a tag light, you're moving it off of center. So if you're relying on that your car is perfectly symmetrical with what you're backing into, such as a bay door when you're backing out of, if it's off center, you could smack the side of the car with this if you're concentrating on looking at the screen in the dash. It could happen. I mean, I know that's what mirrors on the side of the car are for, but you know, hey, some people just don't pay attention.
Got it.
Yeah, it's not behind the radio.
No, but it's
right there.
It's in the kick panel.
Might be easier just to run it that way we don't have to take that side of the car apart. Okay, so we have this whole center console apart. Now normally you'd only have to take the top piece apart here, or the bottom piece apart here, but Metra has come out with a new kit that allows us to put the aftermarket radio back up where that factory out-of-date screen is. It comes with a factory-looking pocket for down here. So we will have to relocate the wiring harness up some, but I feel it's a fair trade-off just to get that radio back up high in the dash where it belongs. So on the harness, there's this guy right here. This is the harness. It has a black, white, and a white green. It's a gray plug. This is the subwoofer wire. This is the little amplifier here. Now on this amplifier, it only has a plug on one side, so it can sit off to one side like this. It looks like it's actually going to fit right in there rather nice. The bad part is I don't have any plug for this to make this work, so we're just going to go ahead and remove this plug it into the back of the radio in case he ever wants to put it back in, and then we'll put some quick disconnects here so that we can plug in and plug out the subwoofer. We need to make a wiring harness that's a little bit longer because this won't route up to the dash. We're going to just make a 1.5 feet, maybe 2 foot long harness to allow us to plug everything into here, and in that harness we'll integrate the harness for the Alpine. So the kit we're going to use for this is the new Metra 997819. And of course it comes with a cool instruction manual that tells you how to get that whole dash apart and how to rebuild the kit and what pieces you're going to need to install it into the car with the kit. Let's take a look at the kit and see what comes in the bag. You get this guy here. This is the pocket. It's pretty cool. I mean, it kind of looks like the factory one that comes in this car. So we have that. It's nice because it's not too deep. We're going to be able to put that amplifier up behind this, which is awesome. Comes with the top fascia piece, and that is designed to go up behind this guy here. Left and right brackets. So these brackets actually screw into the kit. I like that. We get a pocket if we're going to be doing a single din. Bag of screws to assemble the kit. And of course some extra brackets to attach the AC controls onto the pocket. So we'll go ahead and set this stuff aside for right now. What we need to do is get this air conditioning control off of here. So we have the air conditioner mounted to the pocket. Now they've gone ahead and clearly marked on here, as you can see, left and right. Alright, now this kit does use the tapered screw instead of the flat screw for whatever reason. It's not that it needs it, it's just the way this kit is designed. It has that type of cut in it. Kit does have quite a Swiss cheese appeal on the side, so it's easy enough to find screw holes that actually will line up with the screws and not move the kit. So I did put foam on the top here and foam on the bottom here. Metra's kits are typically wider than the best kits, so you can see through them if you're not careful. They do that so that there's no radio that would get obstructed through opening and closing. Alright, so we have the lower portion done. Now we have the upper portion done. This amplifier here will only connect via high level to low level. There's no RCA inputs on this. There's no remote turn on. It is strictly high level input, which kind of stinks and is kind of good. For this situation, it's going to allow us to power the subwoofer back up. He's going to retain his factory subwoofer. However, we're not going to be able to use the subwoofer volume control built into the radio. We're not going to be able to use the high pass crossovers built into the radio because we have to use one of the front or rear to power this amplifier. Now on the amplifier, it does have an input for a bass knob, so you can buy Alpine's bass knob and plug it into this if you do want volume control. And it also does have a crossover built into it of 80, 100, or 120. 20. Now, as far as the harness goes, this is what we have here. We've gone ahead and already assembled it. We have our Pioneer plug here. We have our input for our backup camera and reverse trigger, the RCA that's gonna plug into the radio. And on the other end, we have the input for this amplifier that goes right here. We have the input for the antenna. This has an amplified antenna. And then we're also gonna need an extension for the antenna. So we're gonna go ahead and add a 12-inch extension onto that. And then we have our Honda plug here. And then these two wires here are gonna go off to that factory subwoofer wire. And for that, we're just gonna go ahead and add on some quick disconnects, and then we'll attach these two to the wires in the car. So this is what the harness will look like. We'll run it up between the two, and we'll get this all put back together. All right, so now we just need to test polarity on this. All right, it's popping. All right. So the white is positive, the black is negative. All right, so for this install, he's also adding an iSimple media links. That's these RCAs that you're seeing up here. So we've gone ahead and we drilled 2 holes in the bottom of this panel. We're gonna dump down and the USB for CarPlay. All right, so let's go ahead, we'll hit okay, we'll hit okay. We'll go into the gears, go to tools, go to camera setting, backup camera on. Oh, let's go back to the gears again. We'll come down here, demo mode off. These come demo mode on. You have to go into the settings to turn them off. All right, let's go, let's try reverse. All right, we got an awesome picture of the roof. That means we're golden there. Let's try some CarPlay. What's the weather like today? All right, so we're just finishing up the Honda. Fernando's adjusting the backup camera so we can get the right height so that we can see the floor, the top, see everything we need to see. That's a much wider angle. You can see a lot more of this area here. So the camera fits up in there really nice. So the only thing we got left to do on this guy is pull it outside, make sure that the Sirius XM works. We're gonna do a software update, Bluetooth update, and we're gonna get it to the customer. Does that sound about right?
Sounds about right.
All right. We're also gonna put all the old equipment back in the car so we don't forget that, along with the empty boxes. Lots of fun. All right, on to the next one.